Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to the JA We Got You podcast. My name is Parham and I will be the host for this podcast and every podcast down the line. So we're here with two really special guests again from our company. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves, Pravina, you can just introduce yourself. Tell us what sector you're in, what your name is, and yeah.
So, hi guys. My name is Bravina Sunendran, and I'm in the business sector. And I've been in desire in studying in this specific field, and looking forward in getting into a career within this sector.
Justin.
Hi everyone, I'm Justin Rosania. I'm in the finance sector and I'm very excited to work.
Yeah, so this is going to be super exciting. We're going to be talking about time management because we know students are super busy with a lot of stuff going on in their life. And a lot of the times, if you don't have the tools to deal with it, you're not going to deal with it really well. So, I want to discuss some different tools that all of us use to manage our time. So, let's start with Justin this time. What kind of tools do you use usually? Like, how do you manage your own time personally?
All right, so what I usually do is I make sure to prioritize things. Sorry, I don't want to like start off my day by playing video games. I always want to like finish, my tasks that are given to me and then, work on maybe video games later. Because then, you're gonna feel a lot less stressed and like, you're gonna feel a lot, easier going throughout the day if you're just done all the hard stuff first and then going on to the easier stuff later. That's what I think.
Yeah. So, basically, I also do the same, but I also use like my phone, so I set up reminders to perform various tasks. And more importantly, I schedule my tasks. So I do it by what's the first priority to the least priority. So, and more importantly, I find it really important to check off when you're done completing the task, because when you check it off, it's then we know that we've accomplished the task and we can move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very important part of
Yeah.
time management and managing our tasks on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the snowball effect too. Like for me, what I realize is when I wake up in the morning, even if I like make my own bed and do like, I don't know, make breakfast or take a shower, like it kind of snowballs into me doing more work later on, rather than if I were to wake up and just go on Instagram or TikTok, which I usually end up doing anyways. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it is really important to also check off and everything. So what's your guys' usual day look like? Like what is going on a kind of hourly basis, whatever you want to do. So, Bravina, if you want to start off,
Yeah. So, do you want me to talk about the weekdays or like the weekends?
weekdays probably.
Weekdays. So since we're in COVID, some days we don't have school in the morning. Like I don't have school from 8 to 11. I'm at home. So when I get up, I don't like to be on my screen. Like that's just too eye fatigue for me. So I like to like I don't know watch TV. I mean it's still screen time, but it's like less stressful than being on my computer and doing work. So I have my breakfast, watch my TV, do my entertainment, and then after my lunch, I start my schoolwork because I have more energy. I'm like more in that mood too. So after 4 a.m., 5 p.m., I would take a break, snacks, whatever it is. I spend time with my siblings because I feel like spending time is a very important thing out of all my tasks, right? And then I continue on with the last minute work that I have to hand it in ahead of time. So let's say it's due tomorrow. I hand it in around 8, 9, and then I take another break and just go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Justin.
then, do you have a
Uh, yeah, so mine is also similar, but so what I do in the morning is it's basically the same. I wake up, I make my bed, usually because my dad forces me to, and then I go down, I no, I go downstairs, I eat breakfast first, I brush my teeth, and then we do our online school, I guess now, and usually when like around lunchtime, I would usually go on my phone and like just try to relax because we just came off like a bunch of work doing from the class, and then I like right after like school, I would usually try to finish everything so I don't have to worry about it later, and then I try to maybe just make a break time, maybe eat lunch, everything like that. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my day schedule.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to kind of have a routine, even if it's not set in stone. Like when you have a routine, it brings a lot more order into your life. You don't always have to be worrying about like, hey, what am I planning to do the next hour? What am I planning to do here, here, and here? And I
Yeah.
think that's again something that a lot of people struggle with. Like me personally, I had a lot for a long time. I struggled with managing work and like just chill time, like where I'm either playing games or I'm watching TV or I'm hanging out with my friends, and that really hurt me in this sector. And
Yeah.
like a tool that could possibly help with that is definitely like a journal or something. Like, do you guys personally have journals or a checkbook, or what do you guys use?
When there's like a really important like date coming up, I would always like use this app on my phone. Like it's called Reminders. I would just put it in there. But usually I tend to like remember stuff. But if it's like a date like really far away, I would put it in. And I would just
Yeah.
check it off.
I use the Notes app too. And I also wanted to add on what you were talking about. So you can't expect your schedule to be on time because you don't know what would happen, right? So let's say I schedule something for the week and for some reason or not, you like, I don't know, you have to go out or you have to like compromise one of your tasks for another. So we also had to have like a second-hand plan for that. So I just wanted to bring that up too when you were talking about being on tasks for each day.
So having like a backup plan as
Yeah.
well if something
It's
goes.
always unexpected. Like you don't know what would happen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of times where something comes up and it like throws the whole day kind of out of routine. And yeah, for sure. I've realized that for me, journaling, I'm starting to learn to kind of journal more, to write down what I have coming up, because what I realize is it really like opens up mental space for me. And because usually at the end of the day, I look back and I'm like, what, like I forgot to do this. Like, for example, I was supposed to buy gifts for some of my friends, and I completely forgot to yesterday, and Christmas is coming up, so I'm kind of stressing about that. I'm sorry, guys. It, it'll be there. But yeah, like I always end up forgetting something, and I think a checklist really helps with that a lot, and a journal as well. So, hmm, hold on. Okay, so what do you like? What do you guys go? What are you guys' go to when you have a really stressful day, a packed day, and like at the end of it you just want to relax? Like, how do you fit that into your schedule?
Um, it is kind of difficult, but I try to like I always have that moral like I have to complete whatever is first priority. So no matter how much stress I'm under, I'm gonna finish the assignments that have to be handed the most earliest and then take my break. Because I try to do assignments that are due like 2 or 3 weeks later, like a huge assignments, but I'm gonna try avoiding that and do the first priority assignments on that day and then take some break, take large amounts of breaks.
Mm-hmm. How about
Yeah, I think it just comes down to like priority. Do whatever like is really coming up soon, and then just because if you're really having a stressful day, you want to relax as much as possible. So
you? Hmm.
I like to just talk to my friends on like Discord. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
But
Hmm. So
I always want to.
I realized a lot of the times what happens to me is like I'm having a really good week, and then I splurge like one day, and then that kind of goes on throughout the next week. And I don't know if that's burnout or what that is, but how do you guys deal with, let's say, burnout? Like, what do you guys usually do to kind of combat that and come back?
Um,
So,
I try to like forget about it as much as possible. I try to just move on my day. Maybe just try to forget about what happened that day. Think about how you can make the next day better. That's what I'm thinking. Learn from your mistakes. That's like the number one rule. And yeah, just move on from it, honestly. Because then if you just keep on thinking about it, it's not going to help anything. It's not going to make anything better.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Like I do freak out about it on that day too, but at the same time, it's the next day, so it's a new day. I try to like learn a lesson out of that day being like, okay, maybe I should have like prioritized my work a little bit more to reduce the stress. As I mentioned, like have the first priority assignments first and then try to complete the rest.
Hmm. Yeah, and you know, the mistake I see a lot of people do that kind of leads to this is when they're making their schedule, they don't actually make the schedule that they want. They kind of make the schedule that they think they should have. So it'll be like, oh, I'm gonna work from like 10 in the morning to like 5 p.m. and then
Yeah,
I'll have like a 30-minute break and then do it again. And you guys like maybe you could keep that up for a day, but like we're not
It's never
machines,
gonna happen. It's
right?
never gonna
Exactly.
happen.
Like
uh,
there's only so much we can do. And I think the most important thing about a journal is that it's not a prison, right? Make your ideal day and a day that you can stick to, and a
Yeah,
day where
flexible.
you know, like by the end of the night, you'll be like, okay, I was productive today and I don't want to die. Like, that's probably the best journal
yeah.
you could make.
And just make yourself
Yeah,
flexible.
I can connect to this really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you made a journal like that before?
Yeah, actually, when it comes to exams, like you have to do this unit to this unit, and they're like huge units too. It's like science, it's like chemistry, physics, and bio. It's like finishing this from this time to this time, and that's so much work in that small time frame. So, I was really stressed to be honest.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, often I see myself just put like study for 2 hours, do this. Like one of the most important thing for time management. Sit down, find out what your priorities are, find out exactly how much time you need to spend on each, and then fit in time for like relaxation. However long if you're relaxing 10 hours a day normally, don't just jump to like where you have none, because that's not going to work for you. Maybe one day do like 8 hours and then seven and then just keep building up. So yeah.
It's just important to like have your schedule flexible. You don't want to have like a like this very stale schedule where you can't change anything. You want
Mhm.
to always have to be able to flexible.
Exactly. And experiment with different types of journaling too. If you want to do an online journal, try that. If you want to do a physical copy, if that works better for you, you can do that.
yeah. Personally, for me, I feel like writing a journal make really like sets that mood. Like, oh my God, like I let's check it off. It's also like color coding too, right? That just like creates positivity throughout my time management and stress. And yeah.
Exactly. And here's another thing that's important for time management. How do you guys get the most effective study time? Like, how do you make study time efficient? And what does your studying look like?
Okay,
Personally, oh,
you don't. Okay, okay. So for me, okay, for chemistry usually I have like this friend that I'm usually never motivated to do like studying unless if it's like a couple days before like an actual test. But he really like motivates me. And he's like, all right, do you want to study right now? And he always tells me, all right, I'm gonna study without you if you don't come on. So I always get pressure from my friends, study whatever. I have like a test coming up, and it really helps me, because I wouldn't have like ever considered doing it, but it's a lot funner to study with like friends, like rather than yourself.
Mhm.
It
yeah.
makes it like a lot easier for you.
I honestly have an opposite way or a different way to be efficiently studying because me myself, I feel like I should be the reason for my success. So I feel like hard work, I should work hard for myself. So the first thing I do is to put me in an environment that makes me feel really relieved from stress. So for me, it's a quiet space because I study well when it's like a quiet space, only me in the room, practicing it to myself. Um, so basically, like before COVID, I would always like book a time at the library, in the study rooms and start studying. And this I find is a really efficient way to study and take notes for my upcoming exams or tests. So I feel like out of everything, I feel like more than pressure, being pressured for my friends, I feel like pressuring myself or motivating myself in studying. It truly allows me to be successful and be more efficient in my assignments and tasks.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes you just kind of have to fight through like every time I sit down to study, there's always this voice in my head that's like, you could be doing something else right now. You
Distractions,
could
yeah.
be going outside, you could be playing this or this, and you have to push through to like kind of save yourself and not have to put yourself through that later on. And do you guys usually, because I know I still do this, do you guys usually like cram all of your, do you guys cram study or like do you split it out throughout the week?
I
Um,
split out. I literally, I yeah, I split it out. For some units, I do split it out, but most of the time, I try not to cram it out because I know what at what time my mood changes. Like when I study a lot, my mood will change to really, yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't like it when that impacts other people, right? So
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm a bit of both. I like to cram study, and I also like to split it. It all yeah. It just depends on the unit, you know. If it's like a really huge unit, you want to like study in different like times because it's gonna be a lot to work through, you know.
Hmm.
yeah,
Um,
Yeah, I agree. I've done that like too many times with big projects or big tests where I like put it onto the last day and then like I'm up till 3, 4 in the morning and I do not want to be there. So guys, it's really important. I know it sucks. Start studying even a little bit like a week in advance and kind of build up how much you want to like you study daily because that's going to save you in the long run, you know, so you don't have to put yourself through that. And yeah, I enjoyed this podcast. This was about time management. I'm glad you guys could come and watch us. So again, this is the We Got You podcast. You can find us on our website, We Got You, or you can find us on Instagram. Again, We Got You. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys on the next podcast.
thank you guys.
uh,